Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, whoever becomes the next Conservative leader will face an immediate political test with a by-election in Brecon and Radnorshire. It was triggered after more than 10,000 people signed a petition to recall the Conservative MP Chris Davies, convicted of falsely claiming expenses for his constituency office earlier this year. Mr Davies said he would be standing again and hoped voters would forgive him, claiming he's already won the backing of both Boris Johnson and Jeremy Hunt. Jane Dodge reports.
The rolling hills of Brecon may be bucolic, but the political landscape in the largest constituency in England and Wales is anything but calm. The current Tory MP has just lost his job, making the government's minority more precarious than ever. Pinned to a board this morning, the news the Conservative Party was dreading. 10,000 voters had signed a petition calling for the local MP Chris Davies to be recalled, nearly double the number required to trigger a by-election. Friend and fellow Conservative James Evans was putting a brave face on it.
Powys as a whole and Brecon and Radnor voted to leave. Chris is a Leave MP himself, and he's actually sticking up for the people here. But it's quite disappointing, but I hope Chris will fight on, which I hope he's going to, and he can get back into Parliament and represent the people of Brecon and Radnorshire.
Chris Davies was convicted of a false expenses claim in March. He'd tried to split the cost of photographs for his office by creating 2 fake invoices worth £700. He was entitled to claim the money back, but the fake invoices broke the rules. Farmers selling sheep in Bilth Wells this afternoon were sympathetic on the whole.
I'm a farmer, I very often get things wrong, and we get penalised, so...
Will you be voting for him if he stands again?
No, I won't be voting for nobody. I've had enough of elections.
I find Chris very, very tidy. He's always been great to me and great for the community, so...
So will you be voting for him again?
Yes, I will, yeah.
Not everyone was a fan, though.
If I want a picture, I have to go and pay for it. Why should the taxpayer pay for it for him?
Did you sign the petition then?
Certainly I did, and I'd have signed it twice if I could have.
Why do you feel so strongly about it?
Well, because of that. Why should I be me working for taxes for him to have pictures hanging up on the wall?
Will you vote for him next time round?
Well, I wouldn't vote for him if he was here now.
Late this afternoon, Chris Davies invited selected journalists into his home to stress he was down but not out.
I have said right from the very start, I have made a mistake here. And unlike most people in this modern day, as soon as I was told that mistake was being made, I put my hands up to it straight away. I have a tremendous support from party hierarchy, and I've had the 2 leading candidates on the phone this morning in support of me.
But other parties are chomping at the bit. The Liberal Democrats held the seat for 18 years until Mr Davies won it in 2015. Their candidate has dismissed rumours of a pact with Plaid Cymru.
In talking to people on the doorsteps, which I have, they're telling us they're fed up with Brexit. They're fed up with all of the issues around Brexit, and what they want to hear from people, from politicians, is how they're going to address their local issues, things like banks closing, better broadband, jobs that keep young people and families in the local area.
The Brexit Party is also standing a candidate. 51% of voters here backed Leave in the referendum.
Chris Davies is unique in that he is a Brexiteer, admittedly. But if you look at the behaviour of the Conservative Party over the past 3 years, it doesn't leave them in a very good position, a good standing position, and I think they've let the people down badly.
Labour is also standing. It's demanding the government sets a date for the by-election soon. But it's not a battle the new Prime Minister will be particularly keen to have in a hurry.
Jane Dodge reporting.
A Conservative politician has been kicked out as the MP for Brecon and Radnorshire. Chris Davies was unseated after more than 10,000 of his constituents signed a petition to remove him after he was convicted of making false expenses claims in March. Sian Lloyd reports.
The rolling hills of mid-Wales, but the quiet rural constituency of Brecon and Radnorshire has been shaken by a political tremor. A petition was launched calling for the local MP to be removed. It followed the conviction of Conservative Chris Davies for a false expenses claim. He'd submitted fake invoices for framing photographs costing £700 to decorate his constituency office. The petition has passed the threshold of 10% of the electorate and he faces a by-election.
I have let them down because I made a mistake, but I'm sorry for that mistake. I've held my hands up to that mistake and now I want to move on.
His constituents sealed his fate after 6 weeks of voting in a secret ballot.
I think what our MP did was wrong, that he should have resigned, and I'm very pleased that we're having a by-election.
I think far more MPs have done far worse than he has done and never anything done about it. So I'm very disappointed.
This local market attracts customers who come back every week, but voters here haven't been so loyal in their choices. The seat was once a Liberal Democrat stronghold, and in the recent European elections, the Brexit party made waves. So the impending by-election could be interesting, not least in that what happens here could be a first test for the new Conservative leader 200 miles away in Westminster. The outlook for Chris Davies is far from smooth. His local Conservative party will meet this weekend to decide whether they want to put him forward as their candidate. Sian Lloyd, BBC News, Bilth-Wells.
Our political correspondent Chris Mason is in Westminster, and as Sian just said, it is going to be a big test for the next Prime Minister because numbers really matter at the moment.
They really do. There's an old adage, the first rule in politics is learn how to count. The government's majority in there this morning was 5. After the news today, it is 4. And if the Conservatives fail to win this by-election, it'll be 3. A by-election that could happen within days of the new Prime Minister taking office and will certainly happen in the opening weeks or months of their time there. And we know, don't we, that one of the key reasons that Theresa May couldn't get a Brexit deal through Parliament was there weren't enough Conservative MPs, and the new leader could face a number that is even smaller. Meanwhile, in Brussels today, EU leaders have repeated what they've long said. They will not reopen the EU withdrawal agreement. That is the main plank for securing a deal between the UK and the EU after Brexit, the key thing that Boris Johnson and Jeremy Hunt do want to change. It's a reminder that yes, we will get a new Prime Minister soon and lots will appear to change, but a lot of the fundamentals will stay exactly the same.
Chris Mason, thank you.